Rightly or wrongly, pressure is mounting on Nuno Espirito Santo. Just 2 wins in 16 games so far in charge of West Ham United. So what has appeared today? Harry Redknapp has done an interview on TalkSport where he has claimed he would return to West Ham for free. He wants nothing, not a penny, to come back and try and save his former club from relegation. My question tonight is Harry Redknapp the answer to our problems? I can't even say that without laughing. Mike is with me. A very good evening to you, mate. How are you?
Evening, mate. Yeah, not too bad, mate. A little bit tired after last night.
Yeah, indeed. Newcastle have just equalised at home to Leeds. Not that particularly matters anymore. And Burnley ahead at home to managerless Manchester United. But we were just talking before we came on air, Mike. It's irrelevant, really. We haven't beaten the teams around us, and we're going to get everything we deserve.
Yep. We are where we are now, second from bottom, and I can see us finishing rock bottom the way we're going.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, if Wolves can replicate what they did on Saturday, then they'll accumulate more points than we will between now and May.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to improve. Otherwise, yeah, doesn't matter, does it? You finish in the bottom three, you go down, full stop.
Yeah, absolutely. There is quite clearly 38 opportunities in a season, and we've blown a lot of them. We've lost to Leeds, we've lost to Forest, we've lost to somebody else. There's Wolves, obviously, on on Saturday. So the two rules are, Mike, you got to win your home games and you've got to beat the teams around you, and we have basically done nothing. Neither.
No, we've been nowhere near it, Jake. Full stop. It's in my mind now. I think we got to look at the youngsters and give them a chance, because the one little positive, I just like Mayers. There's something about him. He's steady. He reads.
Nuno seems to like him as well. He's the one player that he's repeatedly bringing on in pretty high octane and pressurizing scenarios, which is interesting. Right, Gary's finished watching The Traitors, so here he is.
You're not wrong, Jake.
I know I'm not wrong. But absolutely, Gary, how are you, mate?
I'm all right, thank you.
Gary, you have a smile on your face. You didn't have a smile on your face yesterday evening when I spoke to you.
I'm resigned now, mate. I'm resigned.
On the full-time whistle.
Same as me.
Do you know what? I woke up this morning.
I was looking at the fixtures today. Yeah. We've got to win eight games to stay up. There are 8 games we can win in that lot. Whether we win or not is another matter. But there is 8 games we can win on paper.
Well, on the bright side, Tottenham look just as bad as us, as they're currently trailing away at Bournemouth. But no, all joking aside, we're not winning 8 games, and that's just purely a fact. What game have you got on, Gary? I can see your eyes. What game are you watching?
Brighton.
That's 1-1, isn't it? I did have it on.
Oh yeah, it's 1-1. Where's Multiview gone tonight? Why is that?
The what? Sorry.
Multiview. Sky don't have Multiview.
Yeah,
I don't know. Why don't you ring them up? I'm not a spokesperson for Sky. Why don't you ring them up and ask them?
There is one with a multi-choice on, mate. I did flip through
them. Yeah. Honestly. Right, let's take some comments, see who's joining us before we get cracking. George, thanks for joining us. Hope you are well. Leeds are winning and Burnley are winning. Well, Leeds are drawing now. Burnley are beating Man United. Still deflated indeed. We're on our way to the Championship. We are on our way. Good evening, Terry. I hope you are well. Get Harry in and get the band back together. That is what we're going to discuss. Who have?
Chelsea.
Away at Fulham.
Yeah.
Look at Lawrence. West Ham will not go down. Defiant from Lawrence. I've not found many of that opinion, and I respect the optimism.
So
mate.
Leeds.
I really do.
Leeds has scored as well.
Look at this roving reporter. We've got what again?
Yep, 2-1.
Unbelievable. Look at the roving reporter we've got here. Look, brilliant. Yeah. It's brilliant. Right.
West Ham will not go down. I wish.
Yeah. We're here tonight to discuss Harry Redknapp. He has offered himself out to West Ham United this evening. He's down your way, Gary. Go down and have a chat to him. He's not too far away from you. So Harry Redknapp has said today in a TalkSport interview that he would return to the club for free. He would do it to try and get us to a survival. Mike, before we go any further, can you just shed some light for some of the younger, like me, viewers, and just explain to us, there's a little bit of backstory and baggage.
There's a baggage, definitely, as Gary would tell you. He stabbed his mate in the back. Yeah. And his mate happened to be, well, he is one of my heroes, Billy Bonds, full stop. He stabbed him in the back, and I think most West Ham fans of my age will remember that, and I'll never forget it. Okay, yeah, we had some good season under Harry. I'm not going to knock that. But he hadn't got Paul Kitson and John Hartson to turn up and score him lots of goals. So I honestly, mate, that's just pie in the sky in my mind. I can't see him coming anywhere near the club again. No, but hey, with this lot we got in charge, who knows?
Yeah, the season at Birmingham. Did he have a season at Birmingham? QPR about 10 years ago. He hasn't been in management for years and years and years. He's just put his name out there because he's not doing anything else. Was he 73 or something? 74?
He's missing very well. I mean, no way.
No chance. And he's out of touch, Jake. So no chance. I enjoyed the football on the room back in the 90s, but that was a long time ago.
We had a couple of good seasons. I think we finished 5th. Was it about 95? Was it?
Yeah.
I remember that season quite well. And we had a good season. I mean, he brought in Kitson and Hartson, and they really worked well together in the days when he used to play two strikers. And and they both scored a lot of goals and kept us up. And then we had a couple of decent seasons.
Yeah, Rio and Frank and Joe Cole and Michael Carrick.
He did have a lot of very good players there then.
Yeah, Spurs equalised as well.
Have they?
Yeah, I mean, we've got Harry Redknapp, who turned 79 in March.
He's not, is he?
79 in March.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he? I thought he was 73, 79. Well, fair enough.
Does that make you both feel old?
Yeah. Oh, I don't realise he's that old. 79. I mean.
So somebody that is, listen, it was tongue-in-cheek. I watched the 10-minute interview that he gave to TalkSport a little bit earlier on today, and the question was posed to him coming off the back of a sort of Martin O'Neill has done it. He's gone back to Celtic for the 15th time. Would you go back to West Ham? And he was very much, I'll do it for free. I'll go there for free and try and get him out. And he kept going, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Why? How to get this team to work and all the rest of it. Yeah, look, Mike, as you said, I can't see it happening. I can't see him going anywhere near the club. But as you said, who knows with the people we have in charge?
Exactly, mate. Yeah. Honestly, Jake, I think we've almost just got to prepare ourselves for next season now. I'm resigned to it. I think most of the fans are. We can see the writings on the wall. And I just want to see some of these youngsters give them a chance now, because I think a lot of them do pretty well in the Championship. I think Potts, he's finding it a little bit difficult now, but he was really good in the Championship last year, and I'm sure another season with him, getting some more experience. I mean, these guys haven't filled out yet, have they? They're still kids. And what Mayers has shown, we've got the likes of Casey at Swansea. Ollie Scholes, I know Marshall's going out on loan now to a German division, second division scene. I mean, there's a lot of good youngsters. Okay, yeah. In the Championship, there's a lot of games, and you'll need some older heads and some steadier heads in amongst them. And I'd like to think we could keep some players like Souček to get with a bit of experience in there with them. So I'm honestly looking at. I don't see us having a chance in hell getting out of this mess. I really don't, especially with these owners. There's no way we're going to get the quality of player, because they're just not. Who wants to come and get involved in this relegation scrap and the shit show that is going on there at the moment? No one, do they really in their right mind?
Definitely not.
I think
Go on.
Our youngsters,
Go on.
Mike, I think they're all at championship level. I can't see one youngster really that's Premier League.
That's what I mean, Gary. But I think given a year's experience, or maybe two, don't get me wrong, I don't think we'd bounce straight back up. Even I think we might
No,
a couple of years down there, you know. But given a couple of years down there, and yeah, that's the only way back for this club, is that we produce some youngsters out of our academy that has been pretty good for over the last 3 or 4 years. You know, some good players in there. Kante, I mean, you know, Fearon, I mean, there's some good players in there.
Hopefully.
And we're going to have to heavily, you know, we're going to have to heavily rely on that. We're going to come on to a bit of other news that came out today regarding players that could potentially leave the club if and when we do go down. But firstly, Redknapp is not the answer to anything other than whose son is the second worst pundit on Sky. So who is the first? Who's the worst pundit?
I think he's about the third, isn't he?
Mike's still grovelling about Graham Souness, but he left a long time ago.
No,
Mike wasn't.
He's gone a long time
He's
ago.
the worst pundit on Sky.
I remember some of his quotes, like Declan Rice was not a patch on that. Can't even remember the Scottish player, young Scottish player. He said, he never have no more than a couple of caps for England. That just showed the type of pundit he is.
Indeed. Evening, Lee. I hope you are well. Get in, Harry. Jam roly poly at half time. We'll put a spring in the step, dearie me.
He'll be watching the race results anyway, so you know.
Yeah.
He does. Tutty and Pablo look decent, but I fear they will become demotivated by the dross that surrounds them. Thought Pablo looked out of his depth and clumsy. Carragher apparently is the worst pundit on Sky. Well, there we go. You can all have your debates about that. I found his takedown of Mo Salah the other week personally quite entertaining. But I see where you're coming from. Yeah, look. At the end of the day, we have got to prepare for the championship now. And, you know, you've both just spoken about youth players, and the name Michael Carrick as a potential manager has been banded around. And there was also news, X came out with something a little bit earlier on today regarding, you know, who we probably keep hold of. And I think it was Bowen, Todibo and Paqueta who was quite clearly put out there, like, we cannot pay those wages. We cannot sustain that in the championship. You know, we are in a bad enough financial state as it is, and that would cripple us even further. So it sort of foregrounds the need for those youth players even more. And Gary, at the end of the day, our recruitment is the prime reason why we're in this mess. So I don't really see how we're going to get ourselves out of it with good recruitment.
The only way we get ourselves out of it is to get some experience somewhere and a leader. 1 or 2 leaders are going to pick them up, and I don't know, someone like, I know he's at Sunderland now. What's his name? Jacka, something like that. Equivalent of him, or Jordan Henderson at Brentford. Someone that's been there, done it. Safe pair of hands, and that's what we need. But I can't think of anyone out there that can do it, to be honest.
But you think, Mike, we've got to be savvy to it. We've got to go and, you know, you've got to use the Sunderland analogy in the other way. You've got to go delve into the championship and go, who is a seasoned pro in the championship? Who, you know, who's part of that? I mean, we probably wouldn't know because we don't sit there and watch the championship week in, week out. You know, we're going to have to next season. But
no VAR. I absolutely detest VAR. I never wanted it in the first place. And you asked all my lads, they'd tell you, oh no, we want VAR. I said no, I just do not want it. A fan's experience, it's all right for the armchair fans, but what you're in that stadium and like we went 2-0 up, you know, we thought that's it, we got this game now, you know, and everyone's, you know, getting a bit buoyant, you know, and celebrating the goal, and then that VAR comes up on that screen, and I felt like turning around and walking out right then. Honestly, I absolutely detest it. The amount of times they get it wrong, it's ridiculous. I mean, when you're a team you're struggling down the wrong end, we always seem to, you know, get the wrong end of the stick all the time. If anything, they're looking to find something to cancel out a goal for us or give a goal to the opposition. That's how it seems all the time. Maybe it's not like that, you know, but that's how I see it.
No, I tend to agree with you, Mike. And it's ironic that Nottingham Forest have written to the panel it is about VAR previous results, and they got 2 very good calls last night. So
very good
Yeah.
calls. Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely laughable. It's comical. I mean, my mind goes back to even just Saturday at Molineux, and there was a couple of VAR calls, and as soon as it goes up on the big screen, everyone stands back and just like chuckles to themselves. And the Wolves fans were singing "boring, boring," something I don't know what they were singing, something boring, and everyone hates it, right? And it was brought in with the right idea. You know, I know why they brought it in, but at the end of the day, when you've got that last night where there was. Look, the penalty was a penalty. It was harsh on Areola, but he clattered him. You couldn't really have too many complaints with that. But I cannot get my head round that offside where it looked like it came off Milenkovic. Then people will say it's not a deliberate play, but he went in to tackle.
Exactly, it was a deliberate play.
So so if he didn't just put his foot in there and let him go through, then that's all right. Well,
yeah.
You know, of course it is. He's trying to tackle him. He's trying to stop him. You know,
exactly.
And then they'll say it's a different phase of play, but then we can go back to the start of December where the goal was not ruled out at Brighton because it wasn't a different phase of play. So if Areola would have let that in or saved it, whatever it was, then it wouldn't have counted.
Exactly.
Right. I could probably mention about 10 real shockers against us. Easy, you know, and go back to games like that. Sheffield United. Remember when was it?
Rice, yeah.
Oh God.
We've had 2 shockers at Sheffield United. That handball a couple of years ago as well.
Come out and it got clattered by the Sheffield United striker, that McBurney or whatever it was, and he gave a penalty against us. Honestly, we've had so many absolute shockers.
I think it's human nature just to remember the ones against us. I'm sure we've had a few for us, but
don't get me wrong, you're right there, Gary, for sure. You know, we've had
human nature. We all remember the bad ones, the good ones you forget about. I remember Souček saved one once, and they didn't get a penalty. I can't remember who that was against. He fell on the floor and like literally saved it.
Chelsea. He sort of broke the fall, didn't he? That's what they said.
But don't get me wrong. That's not the reason we're down. We're going down.
That's the problem.
The reason we're going down is because we've been so inconsistent. We'd have a couple of good games where we look like, oh, it's improving, and then we just 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And in-game management, we go 1-0 up, and it's just negativity from then onwards.
Every West Ham fan watches West Ham knows we've been going downhill for 2 years.
Yeah. I said to the guy next to me last night, I said, there's no way we can win this game 1-0.
No.
To win this game, we'll have to score 3.
Yeah.
Because we will not come out of here without conceding a goal.
No, what I said last night, Mike, Areola, after pre-season, we had to get rid of him. And he's still our main goalie. He was terrible pre-season. He's been terrible last season. And he's, you know, he's not good off his line. He's a brilliant shot stopper, absolutely brilliant shot stopper. But anything else, command his box, shouting,
he cannot
talking,
kick the ball.
rubbish.
He cannot command his area. He cannot punch. He cannot catch. All he does is save shots, which I know 20 years ago, and that's all you want the goalkeeper to do. But times have moved on, and you know,
that save he made the first half was world class.
Oh, excellent save! Yeah, great shot.
Brilliant shots. But anything else, useless, absolutely useless. You know,
the problem is though. Joking aside, the problem is he'd probably be all right in another team because he wouldn't be under as much pressure as what he is with our lot, because the defence in front of him is shocking, and the way we play, the way we sit in so deep, we give away so many crosses. We give away so many shots on goal. I mean, to be fair to him, if he was playing for Man City, he might probably look like a decent goalkeeper. But because he's under so much pressure, you know, he's going to make a cock up because he's got one in. He's got one in him all the time. But there's a good chance he's going to make one because he's probably conceded twice as many shots and 10 times as many crosses as any other keeper in the league.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if you're in opposition, you put 10 corners in the 6-yard box, one of them will make a mistake.
One of them's going to go. Yeah.
Stick it under the bar or in that sort of area and region of uncertainty, then Areola's going to flap at one. He might catch one, but he's going to flap at more than he'll catch at the end of the day. And he does make errors, you know, and he does make errors. And, you know, we've been linked with this Brazilian Bento geezer to come in as a goalkeeper. To me, that means to get rid of Hermansen, but is it to get rid of is it to get rid of Areola? I don't know. Like, it's a bewildering one, and again, he's cost us last night. But defensively as a whole, we've conceded 4 penalties in the last 3 games: 2 against Brighton, 1 against Wolves, 1 against Nottingham Forest last night. That's not good enough. That must be some sort of record, Mike, and that is, that in a nutshell sums up how bad we are defensively. I mean, that a couple of those, like Kilman's sloppy challenges and all the rest of it, like schoolboy stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's just downright poor defending, and I mean, it's, to be fair, Jake, it's all around the team, isn't it?
Yep.
It is. It's a confidence thing now. They've all got their heads down. I can see. Okay, I predicted we'd get 22 points this season. After we lost 3-0 at Sunderland in the first game. I just couldn't. I thought to myself, this is the season. This is the season. This hasn't happened overnight. It's been happening for a long time, and I just thought the squad of players that came in. I mean, the players that came in under Lopetegui and then Potter just haven't been nowhere near good enough for this league now.
The point is, Mike, at the start of the season, we only needed a new goalkeeper, a couple of new centre backs, some legs in midfield, and a forward. We didn't get any of those in the transfer window. 0.
Basically, a whole team is essentially what it is.
Basically.
And the issue is that we've had to do this for year upon year. How many times have we all sat here at the end of the season and went, we need a fair few players in the summer, or we need a pretty major rebuild? Because there's been different people in charge, and the players that we've had have either been not good enough. So, I mean, our player turnover has been just ridiculous because we've signed crap. We've signed complete and utter crap. Like,
the first thing we did this
no
summer,
other way of putting it.
First thing we did was say we've got to sell Kudus.
Yeah.
Before we do anything. So we didn't even start at the end of July.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The whole club is running like just Mickey Mouse from top to bottom. And all of a sudden we find money where we need it. It's too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
There's no point in buying these players now, in my mind.
No, exactly. It's too late.
I just wouldn't bother. There's just no point. It's just going to be a waste of money and just the expenses we just cannot afford. Full stop.
Yeah.
That's why I say just goes with these youngsters now, because they ain't going to do any worse, and give them a bit of experience. Okay, you don't want them getting their heads down too much. Yeah, might do them more harm than good at times. So you need the experienced players to come in and help them out a little bit. But you look round and there's not many of them. Thomas Tuchel, I'll give him his due. He had a decent game last night.
He did. Best game after last time.
Yeah. But, to be fair to him, the attitude is right, isn't it? His attitude has never been wrong. And he's probably the only leader we got out there now.
And I thought it was really symbolic that who came out to do the media last night after such a devastating, symbolic, disastrous evening. Our captain didn't come out to do the media last night. Thomas Tuchel came and did the interview, and is probably going to have a fine on his desk when he comes in tomorrow, because I think what he said about the referees will probably be caught up on, which is wrong, because there's nothing he said was, he said that it wasn't a penalty when I think it was, but he spoke his mind, and that was his opinion, and at least that shows a little bit of care and fight. And listen, no one's doubting Thomas Tuchel's dedication, care, fight, but the issue is that if we had 11 Thomas Tuchels,
Semenya just scored an absolute worldie. Sorry.
What, for Bournemouth? 3-2.
Yeah. 3-2. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
cheers, Gary. Back to you shortly.
Sorry.
I've completely lost where I was now. Sorry, if we had 11 Thomas Tuchels, we'd be a very slow football team, but we'd be a team that cared, right? And that's currently not what we are at the moment, Mike.
A team that rolled their sleeves up and run around the pitch. And to be fair to that Tatty last night, he put himself about him.
Yeah, he did.
He came in and, he couldn't have asked for any more effort out of that guy.
No.
His pressing, and even to go on.
Honestly, going back to Bowen, right? He's had a couple of poor games lately. The pressure is too much for him. The weight on his shoulders is hideous. He is our best player. He's still our best player. And to be totally honest, I don't think he can handle this. this pressure is just too much for him, and it'll be too much for a lot of players as well, because he knows if he doesn't have a good game, we ain't got a chance of winning. He's our only hope.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And that is bad, isn't it, really? Because you look around and, I felt a bit for Somerville as well, because he needed that goal last night.
But it shows how far we've fallen, Mike. Because when Bowen was signed, he was on the bench quite a lot. Couldn't get in the team.
Yeah.
Now it's head and shoulders above everyone else.
Yeah.
We sold everyone, all our players. We sold everybody, which is ridiculous.
We haven't upgraded on any of them, have we?
No.
Okay, it's hard to upgrade on Rice because he's probably one of the best players in the country, full stop. And probably in the top sort of 5 or 6 midfielders in the world at the moment. So it's hard to upgrade on that. We knew that. But the other players have gone. We haven't really upgraded on Pablo Fornals, on
Exactly.
on
Fornals sold with no replacements.
No, exactly. We haven't upgraded on any of them. If you look around, I mean, Zuma's legs were gone, but we haven't upgraded on Zuma. We haven't upgraded on Opona,
Yeah.
O'Gard. I know he had a few games where he won that his best, but we haven't upgraded on him. That is for sure.
Zuma is positionally the best centre back I've ever seen. He had no knees, no legs, but he was always exactly where the ball was. Always.
Do you think of how many blocks that man made, and he couldn't move towards the end of his West Ham career, but he would always end up on the end of a block.
Yeah.
Let's just have a run through at the moment and think back. I know this is probably not the best thing to do, but let's have a think back. Soufal, Dawson, Zuma, Rice, whatever. Ogbonna, Creswell in his prime, or whoever we had at left back.
Even now,
time.
so
Yeah. Players like Lanzini, Fornals, Antonio, Benrahma.
To be fair, is a big miss as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Kera with a bit of pace. He wasn't the best Kera, but he had a bit of pace about him.
Yeah, I like Kera.
All of these players would comfortably get into this squad right now. Most of them would get into the first team.
Even look at Emerson.
Yeah, Emerson.
Alvarez. I mean, players that have just gone. We haven't upgraded on them. We've gone backwards.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah.
Emerson was a very underrated player, I think.
And to be honest, in this day and age in the Premier League, if you stand still, you go backwards. But we're going backwards, so we're going backwards even more. We're basically falling over.
I fully agree. We were at Emerson and Creswell at the same time. It's ridiculous. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, Diouf is not a bad player, but he's only a young kid at the end of the day.
Again, he's a youngster. You're right, Gary. He's not experienced at that level.
No, he's not. Scar's not good enough. Sorry, he's not good enough.
Manchester United have scored, so we're back up to 18th, which is good.
Yeah.
Right, let's take some of your comments, shall we? Even Wolves are picking up some form. Don't even be surprised if we finish bottom. Mandy says, sums up our owner when we begin the season with a pay-as-you-go for Wilson, then in January buy 2 strikers with no Premier League experience and ditch Wilson. We'll come back to that in just a second. We've got super glue. Very good, Terry. Very good. Letting Callum Wilson go is going to cost us. I lost my rag a bit on the live reaction last night. Gary was trying not to laugh when I did slightly lose my head discussing Callum Wilson, because it frustrated me. So look, one of you mentioned earlier, I thought Tati was quite good last night, especially in the first 30-40 minutes. He got himself about and he encouraged other people to press. Normally our press is the most half-hearted, pointless exercise ever, but all of a sudden he got Somerville involved as well, and there was a bit of productive press going on. So he got himself about. All right, in the second half he faded away, but fine.
That was
Pablo looked like he didn't know where he was. He looked a bit, like, oh, how have I ended up here and what is going on? He looked a bit starstruck and not entirely sure what to do. So how, I'll repeat what I said last night, how in this day and age where we've had so many strikers from other leagues, so many failed strikers from other leagues, and we had a semi-successful Premier League proven striker in Callum Wilson, and we've gone and we've signed 2 players no one's ever heard of, and we're going to get rid of Callum Wilson and just hope these 2 who are injury prone and their stats aren't the best, Mike, we're going to just presume that these 2 are going to do the business. It is naive at best, considering everything that's happened in the last 10 years with West Ham and strikers.
Well, you've got to remember as well, we just let Callum Marshall go as well.
Yeah.
So if one of these strikers gets injured, we're down to one striker.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean,
Absolutely brainless.
Just for sort of devil's advocate, one of them, I think it's Pablo's got a hamstring problem. So if he pulls up in training, we've now got one striker at the football club who's played 90 minutes of Premier League football. Wilson's gone, right? So we've got one striker. So we're actually worse than we were before January, Mike.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. The idea of sending Marshall out to get some experience, great, because he did well at Huddersfield last year, League One. The right thing probably would have been to give him a championship loan this year. That would, in my mind, that would have probably been the right thing to do with Marshall. You know, I remember Harry Kane playing for like Leyton Orient and Norwich and teams like that. It took him a long time. He went out on a lot of loans. And Marshall's still a young lad. He looks as though he's got something about him. But it's just getting experience playing against men, isn't it? You know, and then building that up. The right move, like I said, was Huddersfield and did well there. Just get him a championship team loan for a year, and then see how he goes then.
Bottom line with Callum Wilson, Jake, I think that Nuno don't like him. And I think if Nuno doesn't like him, that's it.
Yeah, and it's so naive that we're going to end up in this situation now.
He's done
well, he's a bit stubborn, isn't he, Nuno? Because
he is very stubborn.
Obviously, we can tell that by the James Ward-Prowse situation.
Yeah,
that he didn't want him anywhere near his squad. He wasn't good enough for me at Forest. He's not good enough for me here. But he is another one that it's got a bit of leadership quality about him. We could all see that his legs are gone at that level now. He's a bit of a one-trick pony still, but he could have been used in that squad. He still could have been kept in that squad. You look at our bench, you know, in previous weeks, it's looked pretty damn weak. I mean, now, who have we got to bring on out wide?
You.
Yes.
Honestly, we let Guilherme go. What's our other wide man option?
I don't know. Yeah. Hammerhead?
Earthy, probably.
Earthy,
yeah.
That's it. And it's just, you think
another
we'd
good
learn.
Championship player though, Jake. You know, again, you know.
Exactly. We're making a good sort of theme of this, aren't we? And it's recruitment mistake after mistake after mistake, and we can sit here and we can reel them off. I mean, we'd be here for an hour going through all the recruitment mistakes that we've made in the last sort of 5 years, you know, and it would literally take us an hour to go through each one. And we seem like, again, I think this season Alvarez is one of the biggest we've made, letting him go out on loan without bringing him back. Letting all these players go in January now and probably weakening us from what we were before, which I didn't even think was humanly possible, to be honest. But there we are. It is just ridiculous. Looking at goalkeepers when we need a centre half, quite clearly, desperately need a centre half. I know what we'll do. We'll go and get a goalkeeper. Somebody in this football club sign a flipping centre back. Like, it is not rocket science. How can we all see it? And they're so grossly unaware of the situation, and then they seem so shocked. And I go back to the start of the season when someone commented on a show the other night and said the writing was on the wall from the Sunderland game, where it was so obvious that a midfield of Ward-Prowse, Rodriguez and Souček was never going to work in the Premier League. And we started the season off with it at Sunderland and we lost 3-0. And from that moment on, the writing was on the wall. We made a mistake. Go on, Gary.
So even worse than that, Jake, we didn't even have Rodriguez in any pre-season game. He just turned up first game of the season. It's just ridiculous.
He played Potts in all of them. I know this was Potter, but he played Potts in all of them.
And then did play Potts for weeks. And then,
to
be fair, Potts had a couple of really good games.
He did,
yeah.
I just don't get. The thing is, I mean, I've been a director of a few companies, and you sit there. As a director, you got your first responsibility is to the company. So there should be a list of things you need to do, and there's no strategic thinking at all. So there should be succession for the management, succession plans for the defenders, midfielders, forwards, all the time. It should be there. You should be ready to go. You should, okay, we lost our manager, so this is our next choice. So we just stumble around in the dark all the time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no.
And then we act all surprised when it all falls apart.
Succession planning is so key to any company, any firm. You gotta have it.
Totally agree, Gary. But it's just not there, is it? And it never will be with these owners, I'm afraid. And people were saying if we go down, it might hurt them. But will they still go? You know what I mean? And even do you know what? I've seen fans of other clubs now, even the likes of Tottenham and Arsenal fans saying, I feel sorry for you, I really do.
Yeah.
Birmingham fans are saying, we told you it'll happen and we feel sorry for you because we've been there. You know, like other fans, like Newcastle had it with Ashby, didn't they? You know what I mean? Ashley, sorry. I mean, they've been there, so they feel it as well. You know, we just the bad management, full stop.
One of the most damning things last night, I mean, Gary, you were on the show, but we had a lot of people commenting on the show last night, and it echoes what Mike has just said. You know, I was reading through the comments as Sam and Gary were speaking last night, and there were Everton fans, Newcastle fans, Spurs fans, Villa fans from there were some Arsenal fans in there. There was fans from such a wide array of clubs, and the sort of the sympathy that they were expressing as we were all pitying ourselves for the imminent relegation. I'd never quite seen it, and I was reading through and putting a few up on the screen, and just seen it on social media today where people have been like, wow, we are about to lose West Ham. I mean, we're part of the Premier League fabric, we are a Premier League football club, not for much longer, but we've moved from the ground, and we've to us it's disillusioning. For opposition fans, it's disillusioning. I mean, the amount, if I had £1 for every tweet that I've seen today from an opposition fan saying thank God we haven't got to go to West Ham away next year, I'd probably have about 15 quid. Like, I've seen quite a few of them today, and it's a nightmare for us, it's a nightmare for away fans, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a West Ham fan, but I think it's one of the greatest sad stories in modern day football, the way we've gone from where we were. And I can remember the final season at Upton Park, but I feel sorry for anybody that's younger than me that doesn't remember that and knows nothing but that absolute shambles of a football stadium, because that to them is West Ham, and that is West Ham to us now. And to you two gents who have seen a lot more West Ham than I have, it must be, I don't even know the word, just sort of destroying.
You know what, Jake? The whole club Sullivan needs to go. That's the first thing that needs to happen. The day after, the morning after we won the Conference League, he's on the radio saying we've got to sell Declan Rice. The morning after.
Give us a chance. Give us a little bit of
flipping.
What I mean?
It's just pathetic. The way Palace are gay at the moment, they keep him to the right at the end because they need him for the club. Well, I said 2 years left of his contract, and he's there on the radio the morning after we win. The morning after. Yeah. We're all happy he's going because Declan Rice left to say.
And then I put it down on. Yeah, he hadn't got a clue because he's not a fan, Gary, is he? Full stop. But I mean, we could have new owners and they won't be fans, but we need owners that understand the fans and understand how the fans feel. I mean, that stadium, you could turn it into a half decent stadium. It costs a lot of money.
Paint all the seats claret, make a massive difference. Paint all the seats claret.
I was watching a bit of Man City earlier, and honestly, we're going about us. We're struggling like hell, aren't we? We've had 3 seasons where we've been struggling in the league big time, since we won the conference. And it's a 2,500 seater stadium. Well, it's bigger than that, isn't it? Full stop. But I mean, we're struggling, so it's bound to be empty seats. A team that,
Mike, according to the club,
there's Man City winning everything, and there's empty seats everywhere. There's Brighton, you know what I mean? I know they're only a small club compared to West Ham. Brighton, there's empty seats everywhere there. I mean, people are finding it hard, especially in all these stupid times for these games, for the proper fan. Putting up Sunday nights and flipping Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and it's ridiculous. People are now finding it hard.
Mike, the official attendance last night was 62,400.
Nowhere near it, mate. Nowhere
near it. According to the club, 62,400.
I looked down the other end,
and our end is obviously quite full because, to be fair to Forest, they filled their allocate. I mean, brilliant fans. Can't knock them at all. I mean, Fulham only got to come across the bloody river and they can't even fill their flipping allocation. And
on a Saturday.
And teams like Burnley and Bournemouth and that, we don't expect them to do it. You know, they're much smaller clubs. But to be honest, you know, there is a lot of teams that are, you know, still not filling up their grounds. So I mean, they're going to, from now to the end of the season, they're going to have a heyday now, aren't they? The likes of that's why I never listen to.
What do you think they'll do with the prices next year, Mike? Well, season tickets.
Well, exactly. They're not going to go down, Gary, because they're going to tell us we've got more games.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. They will freeze it because there's more games. They'll freeze it because there's more games.
That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, there's your season ticket. I mean, my boy was sat by me. He went down the front because he looked down the front. At half time, he said, Dad, there's plenty of room down. I said, I ain't coming down now. I can't be bothered. And, you know, there's tons of seats down the front.
Good for him.
Yeah, so we just walked down, sat down there. Yeah.
There we are. Well, I've never seen Mike more exacerbated. Mike, you've really got to be in your bonnet tonight. I like it. I like the ranting. It's good. You could make a YouTuber.
It's got to be done. You know, I mean, you know, like flipping, I've been following this club a long time. You know, and some of the results lately. You know, like I've lost sleep over, and that's bad. And I've said to myself, I'm not doing that again, ever. You know, and last night I come home, I didn't get home till late, obviously. And I just said, and I thought, oh, that's it. We're going down. So what's the point of worrying about this?
Yeah. I mean, the worst part of it all is 15 years ago, Mike's hair was brown, but West Ham have turned it grey. And
it's been grey a long time now, Jake. I'm lucky I've still got it. I've still got plenty of.
Me too, mate.
But it's been
I wouldn't have it for much longer. I've got to cling on to it.
Yeah.
I'll lose yours already, Jake.
Look at your dad.
Yeah.
I know. On a serious note, I wasn't happy seeing Nuno laughing and hugging Forest players after full time. I switched it off, went to bed, and didn't kick any of my 3 cats. Yeah, that wasn't the best. To be honest, I was already up here raging on YouTube to 200 people, so I didn't see that, thankfully. But there we are. It is what it is. We're actually getting worse game by game. Yeah, how is that?
Season by season, game by game, we're getting worse.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Look here. We need a manager that knows the championship market. Alan Pardew. Look what he did, and the players he built up. Coker, Harewood, Zamora, etc. Bring back Pards back with Carrick. What about that?
I'll tell you what I'd like Craig Bellamy.
Yeah, I'd love Craig Bellamy. He'd be my sort of manager. He'd be my sort of manager.
Exactly. He's got passion.
Yeah.
He's got drive. He would.
And he knows the game inside out, and he loved it at West Ham.
And he enjoyed himself at West Ham, did he?
Yeah, he did. He loved it at West Ham. I think Nuno, to be fair to him, has got experience of the Championship, so I can see him keeping him. Yeah, I can honestly see him staying around. And
I feel a bit sorry for Nuno. We're not getting any luck at all at the moment. Everything's going
the luck now is totally gone, isn't it? You know, I mean,
yeah. I do feel a bit sorry for him. We just need a lucky break, and somehow we've got to find it in the next 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of. There's got to be some sort of improvement, and I mean, the odd win here and there. As much
we say last night, Mike, we played well yesterday and still lost. That's worrying.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is. Exactly. You know, that's one of the most damning parts of it all. But we've got QPR on Sunday in the FA Cup. Maybe a welcome distraction, maybe just an annoyance. We will do our match preview for that in the coming days as attention turns to something other than the Premier League. And then we head to Spurs away the weekend after. A fixture that throws up weird and wonderful results, but I don't think it's going to throw up a miracle this time around. But all of that is to come. All of that is going to be in shows in the coming days and weeks. Mike and Gary, thank you very much indeed for joining. Any final thoughts before we go?
No, I think I've said enough, Jake.
Mike's let a few. I can just see the steam coming out your ears, Mike. So Gary, anything else to add?
No, nothing else. It's too depressing to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, there's one more thing we need to do before we
Here we
go.
go. Here we go. Go on,
Oh,
Jake. Go on, Jake. Come on. Let's hear it.
Wait a minute, then we carry on.
Let's hear it. Come on.
Yeah.
Go on, let's have one then.
It better be funny this
Here
time.
we go.
You've let yourself down too often.
Why did the computer get mad at the printer?
No idea.
Because it didn't like its tone of voice.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. The best you can do. Where are you getting these from? Seriously, you get them
on the bottom of the pile. That one was.
You're reading them from somewhere, aren't you? Like a Christmas Cracker Joe book or something? Hold on.
Did you hear? Shush. Did you hear about the two dads who stole a calendar?
Hang on. Yeah, go on, Karen.
No, I can't think that one either, mate. Go on.
They got 6 months.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Last one. Sorry, last one. This one's good. When does an ocean not have water?
When does an ocean not have water? That's a good one, Jake. Go on then, let's have it.
When it's on a map.
Oh.
Good.
Jesus Christ.
Really good.
That's not a joke. It's
Really
rubbish. That is so bad.
Meant to be funny.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You need to appreciate it. You need
Jay,
to
if you were
appreciate
still on stage, open mic, reading those out, you get slaughtered. You
Yeah.
get things thrown at you.
He'd get powers, wouldn't he?
He would.
Yeah, but I'm not on a stage. I am
It's just as
sat
well.
sat in the
You
back.
have.
Oh, I mean, fogging away. You've just missed 3 brilliant jokes. You'll have to rewind and listen to the brilliant jokes you've just missed. Well, one thing is for sure is that I can guarantee that the jokes will carry on in the championship next season. They will maybe get better. They might get worse.
You get a new book.
Whatever happens, we will be here, and the jokes are here to stay, despite the slaughter and slander that they get week in, week out.
They're rubbish, all of them.
No, they're not. You just can't understand proper comedy.
You go on a stage and say that in front of people, and I would pay money to watch you do that.
Yeah.
Just get slaughtered.
It would be brilliant. Right. I better go to bed because some of us got to go to work tomorrow. Gary, keep the country going. I don't expect Mike's at work. Mike's a part-timer nowadays as well. Mike, you at work tomorrow?
We've done our bit for society.
I work 4 days a week, mate, so Fridays is my day off.
Friday's your day off. There we go. Well, to be fair, having said that, I'm working a half day tomorrow, but that's besides the point. But
When are you back to college, Jake? March?
26th of January, I return to my Wembley studio. 26th of January.
26th of January. That's ridiculous.
It is, isn't it?
When did you break up? 1st of December?
No, the 18th of December or something like that.
Oh, God.
Right, here we go. We've got a joke in from one of our guests. Well, what's made of leather and sounds like a sneeze?
Don't know.
A shoe.
Hey.
Shoe. That is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, just like all mine. Mine were just as good at that. Mine were just as good at that, but you're all too stubborn to admit it.
They weren't.
Unbelievable. My joke's all wasted on you. Right. We will leave it there. At least we can still smile.
We got to laugh.
We'll have,
otherwise we
got to have a laugh. If you don't laugh, you cry. We'll have a QPR preview in the coming days, and we'll have content surrounding that game. We will be at Spurs the following weekend. It's gonna be an interesting vlog. But yeah, Gary and Mike, thank you very much indeed for joining me as always.
Pleasure.
See you later.
From us, come on your own, and we will see you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Thank you very much. Goodbye.